right, so I talked about this last time, and I think it's appropriate we talk about it again. Reality check. In the room alone, just in an hour and a half, we made $2,400 in 9 trading days on a single contract. And that's if you were just doing the minimum scalp. After boot camp, how much is it going to be? $200 a month. Well, in 9 trading days, we made $2,400. Single contract. If I offered you $2,000 to sit and watch a movie, would you do it? Well, we made $2,400, and all you had to do was watch the first 2 hours of video and do it. And if you're not willing to do it, then don't be trading. Period. Right? I mean, if you don't invest 2 hours into yourself, don't start investing your money in the market. Okay? So stop. And it's amazing. I've made these calls, and I've had some great conversations. And I understand it. I mean, I had a 12-hour-a-day job, 6-figure job, but still it's 12 hours a day, when I had to learn how to trade. And my wife wanted to see me, and I wanted to sleep, and I still had to figure it out. If it's important to you, you'll make the 2 hours to do it. If you are so busy that you don't have time to do it, then you actually have to make time to do it. You don't have a choice, because you're never going to get out of that rut if you don't do something about it. So many people are like, I haven't got started. I've been so busy. Da, da, da. I'm like, by the way, we probably just made your paycheck. Why aren't you in there? Why aren't you watching? You know, it's like the guy has been trading for 9 years trying to quit his job. And he's like, I don't know. I've been busy. I'm like, and 9 years later, we're going to have the same conversation. Right? So I just trying to get that reality check in. I talk to people all day long. They got questions, issues. You know, here's the big thing. A lot of them have issues and questions because they didn't watch the 2-hour training course. And so they're stuck for days, or they give up already. It's like, watch the course in order, you know, or they hop in the room and they're like, that just intimidated the crap out of me. He's like, I got to tell you, man, I hopped in, I saw your charts, and I was like, no way. And I was like, did you watch the first, hour and a half of courses? No. Well, do you realize that it's as simple as a box with a blue thing in it, and all of a sudden, take a reversal bar and you're in, and that's all there is to it? No. Well, that's because you didn't watch the first 2 hours of training. Okay? So, invest that time. We're not telling you to try this out for 3 months, guys. We're telling you 2 hours. Okay? So, don't cut corners. 2 hours. Don't spend days confused cutting corners, I'll wait and I'll see how this really goes. Well, we're up 52 trades and $2,400. So waiting has cost you that much money already. So we still got 2 weeks left in boot camp. If you want to invest 2 hours in yourself, then don't invest live money. Just go on vacation. If you won't click a play button in order, you should be clicking order entry button. So just be honest and ask yourself, is trading for you? Are you willing to invest time into it or not? And I'm not talking about months and years. I'm talking about a couple hours. So if you're serious about it, jump in, get going. And it's right in front of you. Y'all seen it if you watched any of the videos, if you've been in the room. Okay? NinjaTrader. So once you fund an account, to trade on it, you're going to need to either buy or lease a license. The free one, you're not going to be able to trade off the chart. It's very difficult to trade on. So they have a $225 quarterly thing. As people like that are like, oh my gosh, $225. Well, that's quarterly. So it's like $80 a month, right? Well, that still sounds expensive. If you took one trade a day for just 10 ticks, $50. And by the way, we had dozens today. We had just 9 in the first hour of trading. If you just did one, okay, 20 days, that'd be $1,000. That would more than cover your data fees, your NinjaTrader fees, your Apex fees. You'd still have more than $500 left in your pocket doing that. Just one. Now start doing 3, etc. Start doing multiple contracts. It adds up really quick, and your fees don't go up. You don't pay more when you trade more, or when you trade bigger size. You pay another commission, but that's nothing in comparison. And that includes, the room. That includes the trading tools. That includes the training. All of that is included. Okay? Now, if you want to own NinjaTrader and not have monthly fees, some of y'all are big into the I hate monthly fees. Not only do we have a lifetime membership you can do, but Ninja has one also. And they made a deal for Apex members good through December 6th. And if you email platformsales@ninjatrader.com with the subject NinjaTrader vendor discount, Apex Bootcamp, they'll give you $100 off if you want a lifetime license. Okay? So the $2,000 came from minis. Yep. Trade. That's what we mainly trade. So again, please contact us or them with any questions on that. So we're going to dive into NinjaTrader, but also I just want to show you from today. Okay, $614. And I went over and basically did the same thing on micros. Made $65. Okay? So, not bad. And that's just today. But let's dive on into NinjaTrader itself. Okay? And again, I just want to remind you, 1 trade a day, 10 ticks, will pay all your expenses for the month and leave $500 in your pocket. So, let's go into these tips, and I'm going to go through each one of them. I'm going to take this sort of off the screen and put Ninja on the screen. And let's see, we're going to go through all of this, okay? So first is how to clear your cache. Let me open up my toolkit. Let me see if it'll let me open. I don't know if it'll even let me open it. Oh, go away, Cortana. I do not want Cortana to talk at all. Stop it. Hitting the wrong button. Okay. Let's see if it will let me open with Ninja Open or if it's going to tell me no. Good. Okay. So, to clear your cache, which means get all your cache out, you go to Tools and you click Clear All NinjaTrader Cache. And by the way, we tell you how to install the toolkit and everything up in the setup videos. But that's it. Okay? If you want to update your toolkit, you click Install and it'll give you the latest version. Pretty simple, right? Y'all got that? Players say clear cache, you know how to clear it. If we tell you to update, you know how to update. If Ninja crashes on you, your computer crashes on you, your data feed goes down, if you update your toolkit, basically if you close Ninja for any reason whatsoever, intentionally or not, it's a good idea to clear your cache. And yeah, you're going to want to close Ninja if you clear your cache. Okay, so if you close Ninja or Ninja gets closed, for any reason, clear your cache. If you update your toolkit, clear your cache. Okay, just make sure data doesn't get all funky in the background. Okay? As far as data feeds, what is it? NinjaTrader.com/LP vendor demo. Go over here, put in your email address. Okay, whichever one you want to use. Yes, I would like to receive data. Got to check the box. A lot of people, here's what they do. And I'm not kidding. Okay, this really happens, and we really get tickets on it. I'm sorry if I'm offending you because you're one of those people. But they go, I'm clicking the download button, and it's not working. I can't get it to work. And so they think it doesn't work. Enter your email address, okay? Click the button that says I want data. Put in your first name, last name, phone number. Click I'm not a robot. By the way, you do got to fill the stuff in. And then click download. Okay? You do not lose your order prints data if you clear your cache. Okay? Does everybody get that? That once I put in my information, and hit download, it'll go to processing. Gonna come up. Next biggest mistake. People choose Ninja 8. We're working on Ninja 8, but we're not done with it yet because remember, we use our own engines. It's not just indicator conversion. Download Ninja 7. They're like, I download the toolkit, it's not working on my Ninja 8. It's because you're using Ninja 8. Now you can have Ninja 8 installed, and you can have Ninja 7 installed. And you can have both of them open at the same time if you want to even. But, if you're like dedicated to Ninja 8 for some reason. But bottom line, I'm dedicated to whatever is going to help me make money. Okay? So, click download, it'll download it, and then you install it. Does that make sense? Everybody understand we want Ninja 7. The download button works once you fill in the information. I know that sounds really stupid. I don't mean to, maybe that's a bad word to use in that process, but it comes up a lot. Okay? Connections. This is another thing, and this is probably partially my fault because I trade live. So I didn't probably do the best job on the setup on that. But if we go over here, and I have all sorts of connections, don't worry about that. When you set up your account connections, you'll get an email from them. Okay, and it'll have your username and password. You'll go to account connections, and then you'll say add. Okay, and type in continuum like CQG continuum. Historical data enabled. Don't connect on startup. It'll make you start up slower. Okay? And then click next. And this is important. Click the demo feed if you're a demo trader. Okay? If you just got a demo login from them, from that page I just showed you, click that demo feed. Number one question we get is, it's not working. Because I didn't click the demo feed, because I didn't click it in one of my videos, because I don't use the demo feeds. But click demo feed in order for that connection to work. And then click next, finish. If you messed up, if you want to go back, all you got to do is go click it, click change, next, and then check the demo box. Okay? And that's to help a lot of you that are having issues on your demo connections working. Instrument selection. Go to tools, go to instrument manager. We've had people wondering why no data is showing up, and they have NASDAQ March of 2012. Well, that's come and gone. That contract is expired. It expired in March of 2012. Okay? So as of right now, in November, we're on 12/19. So you'd want to add the 12/19. So you go in here, you click NQ, search, and click on it, click edit, and then change your session template to default 24/7. Whatever it's on, you just hit that and hit D twice. It'll go right to it. Click OK, and then I'll remove both of them. Okay, so right there, NQ, now it's on my chart. Okay, or on my list. Now, whenever the month rolls over, let's say that I had, let me go back in here, and I'll take out MNQ. I keep setting, that's sort of weird, it's setting MNQ, and though I'm on it, Q. Let's say I had 912, or 919, okay? On the list, and it's time to roll over because it's October. All I gotta do is click right and click left, and it'll put the latest contract in there for me. If I don't load the micro NASDAQs, do MNQ, search that one. Let's make sure it's set to default 24/7. Hit D twice. Okay, and then left click and add it to your list. Okay, that's how you get it on your instrument manager. And that's how you roll it over. So when time comes and January's coming up, then you're going to go back to this instrument manager and you're going to click on the instrument. You're going to click right, left, and it'll put the right month on there for you. And we pop up a message inside an engine that says roll over, by the way. So, which means roll over your contract. All right. When you're opening a chart up, so we go down here and we select, say, MNQ, okay, or NQ, whatever. Double click on it. Choose diagnostic bars. A lot of people they're loading like minute bars and stuff. Scroll down, you'll see diagnostic bars. Put in 10 for the tick size. Put in 10 for the days. And then you may see a whole bunch of these, but what you're looking for is the one that says Silver Sniper Setups. Click that, and you click OK. All right? Everybody got that? But that's important. About 10 days, diagnostic bars, pretty simple. Okay? Another tip is the market has a tendency to move big. Did anybody notice a 30-point gap that we just had like 2 days ago on the China news? The market gapped 30 points between the close and the open. Okay? And I'll show it to you. Let's see here. Let me find NQ. I'll find like a 60-minute chart. There we go. Let's see if it's going to show it as well. Yeah, 1 minute chart would show it better. But okay, well, I'm not going to show it to you because it'll just take forever. But the market went from 415, it closed at one price. When the market opened back up, it had gapped 30 points. Close your trades by 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay? I'll get to your question here in just a second, Henry. Close your trades by 4:10. We had somebody even on a touch bracket the other day that was like, why did I get filled 30 points lower? I had a trailing stop because the market gapped 30 points lower. Okay? So be aware of that. And by the way, the margin goes from like $500 to $6,000 if you hold it past 410. Okay? Or it goes from $50 to like $60 or $600 if you hold it past 410 on a micro. Let's go back over. Now I got Workspaces set up where I have all my charts and everything. Okay? And I have them set up the exact way I want them. When I do that, I go to File, Workspace, Save Workspace. Okay? When I'm done, I will actually close that workspace because I want to close Ninja with just the blank workspace. If I close Ninja with all my workspaces, it takes forever to open. So close it with the blank workspace. Then you can open it back up. You can connect to your data and open your workspace. Okay? Now, somebody said my version of Ninja doesn't have micros in it. So a couple things. One is make sure you go and use the link that we gave you to download the latest version. Two is you can go in here to Tools, Instrument Manager. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Tools, Options, Data, and you can say Reset Database and Reset Instruments. And then close Ninja and reopen it to get the latest version. Okay? So if you're not getting them to come up for you, that should solve it for you. If it doesn't, then let us know, and we'll get you more detailed instructions, okay? But that should solve the problem for you. If it doesn't solve it for you, please turn in a ticket, and we will help you out. Okay, Henry? Awesome. All right, so let's see here. Now let's go into some other things. And I'll grab a chart. Here, I want this chart. And put the slide back up. Okay, so stretching and zooming charts. So I can squish this thing down, look way back, okay? And all I did, by the way, is I clicked on the right side and I moved it, okay? Or I clicked on the bottom and I moved it, Or if I just want to scroll back, I can click here and I can move it back and forth. Okay? If I click this arrow, it'll take me to the very end. If I click this F for focus, it'll bring everything back into focus. Now, if I need to zoom it back out, then I just squish it back out to the left. I can also use the magnifying glasses to zoom in, and I can go, I want to zoom in on this part, and I'll zoom right in. Or I can say, zoom me back out. Zoom me in on here so I can see if there's a star there. I can always click zoom back out. Okay? So, got a great question that just came up. What if I have other custom bars installed? One, I don't know how you'd have 15 because there's only like 11 spots. But if you do have multiple custom bars, it's good to know what the numbers of those custom bars are. But our toolkit has a feature built, so if you have other custom bars, that you can change the number of our bars that's assigned inside NinjaTrader. And you just go to Tools, and maybe it's Settings. It won't let me do it right now. But under the toolkit, okay, and if you watch the video where I talk about how to do it, you go to Edit Settings, and you can actually change the bar number. Okay? So does that help your question there on the if you have different bars? You can start trading right again at 6 o'clock and get margin right back to normal. So when can I start trading after the session to keep my margin there? Now that's if you're using NinjaTrader brokerage. If you're using Thinkorswim, which charges a lot higher commissions, has really bad tick data, and which I mean I love them for options. I'm going to be teaching you all about how to use Thinkorswim for options. But then they charge you full margin until 9:30 in the morning. But Ninja Brokerage will get you back down to discounted margin at 6 o'clock. So close the trade at 4:10. You can reopen at 6. You can also move the market. You hit Control. You can move it up. You can move it down. Okay. And again, if you want to focus in more, just it looks almost like a lollipop or something, but that's a magnifying glass. And that'll bring things into focus to make it easier to see. And then you're like, okay, now I need to look left and see if there's anything I need to be aware of. And you can zoom right back out. Okay? If you want to draw on the chart, we have a whole toolbar built in for you on the templates. Let you draw all sorts of stuff, write text, draw lines, arrows, rays. There's even a measuring ruler where you can click on here. And this is just a public tool, but it's out there. But you go in and it'll tell you like how many ticks that was and how long it took for it to move that far and all that fun stuff. Let's see here. Kristen, I don't quite understand your question. Maybe if you can re-ask it in context, I may have missed what you asked earlier. We'll talk about Nadex in a little bit. We actually have our own ATMs that you can apply this in. The scanner is very robust, and it actually has OCO orders, first triggers OCO orders. It has everything. So, what are the yellow boxes on some of the candles? Those are called clusters. If you watch the webinar 3, we go into that in detail and why it's important and how it helps you identify chop. So, nope, we have tons of Nadex binary courses. We have a Master Nadex binary course, and we're teaching you how to do this on binaries at the end of the thing. But it doesn't matter. See, here's the thing that Nadex traders often don't get is if you can't trade the chart itself without adding in complicated option contracts, you can't trade the complicated option contracts. You first have to understand the chart and when to enter and when to exit before you can add in the next level of complexity of choosing options. All right. Yes, and I will show how to do orders as well. Let's see here. Reminder on the pin program. Like, let's say, that DOM I had up. Let's see, where was that at? right there. And notice when I click here, like it goes behind the screen. But maybe I'm trading, maybe I want to look at the full-size NASDAQ chart, but I want to trade micros using the DOM. By the way, how did I get to the DOM? I went to File, New, Static DOM. Okay, and then I just chose my contract, and I chose my account. What if I don't want that thing to keep going behind the screen every time I click on the chart? Well, if you use the pin program I teach you how to use in the setup videos, click there, and now I can click all around and it stays on top. Okay? The DOM to me is my favorite way to trade. But the other way to trade that people like trading a lot is chart trader. I don't recommend using buy and sell market. You'll be too late and you will get bad fills on a constant basis. There are times to use it, but it's better to either place your order on the DOM or to place your order on the chart. Okay? So, let's talk about chart trader and placing orders. Okay? First, let me get out of my live account. There we go. Down 13 bucks in sim, up 600 bucks in live. I'll take that. All right. So let's say, and don't try to duplicate this. I'm doing this just for trading example. That this was the reversal bar I needed the setup on. I can right click on it. If I get that message, click in a green area, and then you can right click, and then I can say, put it below it, and let's say I want to put it at the bar range indicator at 82.91. See, this is right here. So I'll just right click and I'll say sell stop. Okay. I have 2010 selected. That's the ATM I teach you how to set up. All right. So if the price comes down to 82.91, and notice that's the bar range. That's the price it'll have to hit for me to get in. So I'm acting like this is a reversal bar. I know it's not, but just for example purposes. All right. When that gets triggered, if it gets triggered, and we'll put one up here too, just for giggles. So if it goes either way. Once one of these orders gets triggered here, and you'd only put one on at a time, don't put on both, okay? I'm just trying to make sure we get one triggered so I can show you. Then it'll automatically place my stop and my take profit. So I'm going to cheat and move it a little closer because I'm trying to get us filled. There we go. Okay, got us filled. Instantly what that did was it put in my stop and it put in my take profit. Okay? Instantly. If you're not using this, then you're just asking for it because all it takes is one China or Trump tweet to make the market move 100 points. You need that stop in there right away. Okay? Now, let's say I should have got in. Let's say I got filled right there, but I wanted to get filled, wherever. But my take profit goal is 10 ticks below the low of this bar. Okay? I can hit Control D if I want to. And it'll show me my data box. Makes it a little easier to see. But I can see that the low of this bar right here was 82.93.50. So 10 ticks below that, or 2.5 points, would be 82.90. Well, the price I got filled at put my thing at 82.89.50. So I would actually drag my order and move it to 82.90. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm not going to go, well, I want the 2 more ticks. All right, or maybe this is a major level right here and we got a stacked wall and I want to put it a tick before that. I'm not going to wait until it, breaks all the way through it. Remember that identify any obstruction thing, right? Or maybe it's moving down and it's getting close to my profit target, and so I decide to move my stop further down so I don't have to risk the full amount. I usually don't move my stop until it's if I'm going to move it, I wait till it's really close to my profit target. At that point, if it's really close and I'm so desperate to move my stop, I'm probably just going to take my 8 or 9 ticks. So usually I don't move it right to break even. That's like a really conservative strategy. I usually just leave the thing alone because the trades work themselves out. That's why I didn't have y'all set up an ATM with break even in it. Why am I taking in odd dollars? Because I have set my NinjaTrader to account for commissions. So if you want to do that, go up here to tools, options, commissions, and then you have to go to futures, and then you have to go to whoever your data feed provider is. So like I have CQG right there, and notice I have $2 for each side. And I mean, it's approximately that, but you know, I just have it account for my commissions in there. But that's why it's ticking differently. Good question. So y'all get the idea. Hopefully you're getting the idea. I mean, ideally this one would move a little more in our favor. Not for the purpose of profiting, but for the purpose of showing you trailing. But let's just say, you know, we were going for a bigger target, like we're trading this big old puppy that's a star, low volume score, ZOI, but it's going to take off. And then I can grab and I can trail. Grab and trail. All right? Now, what if I just need to get out or cancel a trade? The fastest way is to hit close. It'll cancel all my trades and flatten my position instantly. By the way, before you leave your computer, hit close. It is so easy to have an order sitting up here that you totally forget about. And you could wake up in the morning to a $1,000 profit or a $5,000 loss. Before you leave, hit close. That one thing right there is worth the entire year subscription. Okay. Now again, I want to remind you, don't wait on the bar close. Like if let's say this is a setup right here and we're waiting on a reversal bar, put that order in right away. Okay? Yeah, flat will do the same thing for you. But I just hit close because it just cancels everything and it's bigger. Flat will flatten everything across the board. Yeah, sort of like, you know, those little tongs like that you pick up food with and you can't help but like snap them together about 10 times when you're holding them for whatever random reason. So, like when you're flipping steaks with them or whatever. Yeah, that's sort of the close thing. Just click it a bunch of times. Okay? Now, if you try to place an order on the wrong side of the market, then it's going to give you an error message. See if it'll do it if I do this. Oh, now it won't do it because I put it on. It just filled me. But if you get an error message saying, hey, you can't do that, it's because you put an order on the wrong side of the market. So over here, let's look at these properties. Okay? You can say middle mouse button is stop market. I set that to true on the DOM. Okay? And you can go down and say that you want to, trying to see here. I show my high and low markers so I can actually see the color. I can, like, that's the high of the day right now, 8,300. So it'll mark it on the DOM for me. And let's see here. Realized P&L with flat. I just set that to true. And then stop limit offset. So when I place stop limit orders, I can set how many ticks max away I'm going to allow it to actually place it. So I allow it to have a max 5 tick slippage. So I don't want 5 tick slippage, but I don't want worse than 5 tick slippage. So if I do that, I can also put false, and it just won't. But if I put 5 in there, it'll allow my stops to have stop limits with a 5 tick offset. which means that it will basically put the order 5 ticks away from where I put it in when it gets triggered. So it allows me to have a limit, but not be like it just blows past my trade and I don't ever get filled. And then I use stop market orders for my stop loss orders. So you don't change it from a static DOM to a dynamic DOM, you just open it. So that you can open a static DOM or you can open a dynamic DOM. So you go to File, New, and Open Static DOM. And you need to have either a free demo or you need to have a leased or paid version to use it, along with the ATMs and the chart trader. Okay, so I can go on here and I can place, see, if I try to place a stop order, I can't place a stop order above the market. It'll say you can't do that. But I can place a limit order to sell above the market. I can place a stop with my middle mouse button to buy above the market. I can place a limit order to buy below the market. I can place a stop order to do it below the market. And this is buy on the left side and sell on the right. That can get confusing. If you want to use the DOM, just open up the sim, put it in sim, and just start playing with it. See the error messages that happen. See what you can pull off. Okay? Like, just play with it. And I like it because I can see volume. Like right here, I see that there's like a lot more contracts happening on the upper side, so that's likely to pull it if that was in queue. But look at in queue itself. We actually see more contracts on the downside, and that's more likely to pull the market down a few ticks. So that big contract size up there is probably a market maker. Yeah, see both sides is like 28 and 27. That's a market maker putting that on there, so it doesn't mean anything on MNQ. Okay. If you're doing multiple contracts, okay? So let's say I got in a couple contracts here, and the market had moved, and I have like a stop here, stop there, and I decide I want to take one off. I can move one of my orders there, and I can actually take off half the contracts. So again, the way I open the DOM is I go to the control center in Ninja. Go to File, New, Static DOM. Right there. Okay. Let's see here. So that's order entry. That's your ATMs. You know, you can get really deep into ATMs. You can go into stop strategies, and you can say, when it gets this far, take profit, or whatever. Or you can go in and say, I want you to basically have my stop loss at this far and move it this many away every time it moves this far. Like, there's all this stuff you can go into. You can make it really complex. There's nothing wrong with doing that and mastering it, but I wouldn't start out with that. Just make a simple 2010 and learn to adjust it. And if you want to dive into the depths of it, there is a whole area in Ninja. You just go to help, and let's see here. Where is it at? Is it under about? No. That's just help. Yeah, and that'll open up the NinjaTrader guide. You can go into operations. You can search stuff. You know, you go over order entry, chart trader, super DOM, whatever. And you can start clicking on canceling orders, modifying orders. You can look at the ATMs, you know, basic entry. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and they'll actually show you screenshots, okay? And they even have like a little test section where you can take a test to see if you know the answers. So anyways, that's an area to play with if you want to just learn a whole lot, but you don't need to learn a whole lot to get going. Okay. By the way, we can't click hyperlinks inside the chat questions because it doesn't make them clickable or highlightable. Sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, you can always test it on demo. Oh, by the way, something else that came up today that I didn't even know existed. But apparently, you can go in here. Where was that at? I was like under advanced. And you can turn on a shadow like ATM strategy that'll like shadow whatever in sim for you so you can test out and compare the results. And people were confused because they were seeing all these demo trades placed the same time they were placing their live trades. So, which is sort of a cool feature, but I recommend, again, stay away from the advanced stuff to begin with, all right? DOM means depth of market, so it lets you see orders. I mean, that's what it stands for. It lets you can see the limit orders that people have placed. So if we were live right now, like, if I go in here and okay, you notice how that just went to 31? That just went to 12? That's public. Okay? So when you place a limit order, it actually, you can see people's limit orders in the market. So watch this go from 30 to 31. That's my order in the market. Right there. So you can actually see limit orders that everybody's placing. You don't know who's placing them, but you can see them. You need to be sitting in front of your computer to place trades. The only other option you have is we have Nadex signals. You can sign up for those where we send you signals for getting in and out of trades. All right. Let's see. All right. So everybody gets how that works. All right, sweet. So let's talk about trading with smaller accounts. Keith, I don't understand what your question is. Like you're asking, you're not being specific. So if you have a question, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer it. But what is it? It is a live webinar. I just said your name. All right. We went into stretching, zooming, pin programs, ATMs, trailing, using the DOM, market limit, limit offset, ATM chart trader. Now waiting on the market to close, multiple contracts. Y'all feel like y'all learned a lot more about NinjaTrader tonight? Or do you feel more comfortable with it now that we went through this?